I should go and buy some snacks tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow's Sunday though. Only the train station is open with snacks. Oh well. Okay. Did I did do it, yeah. Oh man. Tomorrow my best friend is coming over and we planning to like, cause I got sick the original time we wanted to hang out. Now we doing it tomorrow again, and yeah, on the 10th I'm gonna be in Ibiza, and then on the 15th I'm going back to London. So I'm glad that we get to hang out one more time before I head off again. Okay. At the movies. Yeah, we wanted to watch Godzilla -1 in the cinema, but again I got sick. Damn it! Actually, let me check. Let me quickly check if it's still in the cinema. Because maybe we can go and quickly watch it. It would be cool. It would be nice. But also 3 weeks, like almost, yeah, almost, I think a month has passed, so. Oh, there's still, that's, okay. Yeah, there's still, 1 or 2. Capital still has it with German subtitles, sadly, not English subtitles, which kind of sucks a little bit. Cause like I can understand German, but my best friend understands German much better now than he used to. It used to be a lot more difficult. There's a Hunger Games movie that I did. Wait, what? Am I dumb? What is this? Don't play the trailer. I have better things to do. Okay, back at the movies. Pardon me for that distraction. Safe. SCP-1756 is to be kept in a locked safe in the audiovisual ring of Site-73. A television-compatible remote control and compatible cables and power adapter to be provided in room 346 for testing by researchers level 2 and higher. I got some. Get it out. It's so irritating. All playbacks produced by SCP-1756 are to be filmed and archived for future analysis. A complete video archive of Siskel and Ebert at the movies. I haven't watched any Siskel and Ebert, but I know they are like very famous American movie critics. And its predecessor programs is to be maintained on site for comparison of SCP-1756 recordings to existing episodes. Testing involving SCP objects in optical disc format or any other Foundation produced recordings shall require approval from the site director. The description: SCP-1756 is a Panasonic RV31K Region 1 DVD player manufactured in 1999. Serial number redacted. SCP-1756 is externally identical to all other DVD players of its model and production date. Internal examination indicates that SCP-1756 has undergone aftermarket modification to allow it to play non-Region 1 DVDs. Attempts to replicate SCP-1756 anomalous properties by similarly modifying standard DVD players of the same type have been unsuccessful. SCP-1756 is capable of accepting and producing its primary effect with all 12 cm optical discs regardless of format or region coding, including DVD, HD DVD, Blu-ray, CD-ROM, and DVD-ROM, music CDs, and proprietary optical disc formats used in video game consoles. SCP-1756 anomalous properties manifest when it is powered on and connected to a television and an optical disc is inserted into the disc tray and played. Instead of playing the video or audio content encoded on the disc, the television will display a recording of from 6 to 11 minutes in length and appearing to be a segment from the American television program Siskel and Ebert at the movies. Footnote says, a syndicated weekly television program aired in the U.S. from 1986 to 1999 as a continuation of previous program featuring Siskel and Ebert beginning in 1975. In all documented cases, the recording resembles the format of the original television show in which Chicago-based film critics Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert discuss and debate movies currently in theatrical releases and offer their individual opinions about whether the film is worth seeing with a thumbs up or a thumbs down gesture. Examination of the recordings indicates that the set scene therein is identical to the set used by the television series during the 1992 to 1996 seasons, and that Siskel and Ebert appear to be approximately the same age as they were during the same time period. When the disc inserted is a motion picture that was reviewed, I mean, I want to give props to Siskel and Ebert because like they were the first first people who decided to review movies in together and offered like a discussion and argumentative format. Before, the only way to like get reviews for movies was like through newspaper or like just like general like what critics have to say written down, or even like maybe like one person in TV would be like, oh, this movie came out, it's great, it's not great, blah blah blah, whatever. But having like two people, like we watched it together and this is what we think, just to see like if they agree with something or disagree with something. Like one of them might be like, this movie was excellent, the other one would be like, oh, it was absolute garbage. And then like at the end, like you can listen to what kind of arguments they've made. So it was definitely way ahead. It was ahead of its time. The format that they created, because now that's basically the entire internet. That's the entire internet now. It's just arguing and and either agreeing on something or not agreeing on something, especially when it comes to like anything like media-wise. It's crazy. Yep. Wait. When the disc insert is a motion picture that was reviewed on the original series, the content of the review will be identical to the original review featured on the program. When the content of the disc is a movie not featured or released after Siskel and Ebert deaths in 1999 and 2013, also, okay, I see, respectively, is a visual recording other than a theatrical release motion picture. Example, television shows, news, broadcasts, amateur film or home movies, video games, etc. Or it's not a visual recording at all. An original recording will be produced in which Siskel and Ebert reviewed the materials as if it were a theatrically released motion picture. In these reviews, the critics will speak in a manner similar to the tone affected by the critics on the original series, with Siskel often critiquing individual aspects of the content such as animation, acting, sound, quality, etc., and Ebert analyzing the content from a more emotional collective perspective. That's another great thing about, because like they found two people that are so different. They watch movies so differently. So having that chemistry and that those polar opposites reviewing a movie will help. So has probably helped so many people be like, oh, do I watch the movie or not? Show experiment log. Okay, this is not long. Experiment 1. Date 2000. The Crying Game 1992. Summary of recording identical in content to original series review. Okay. Experiment 3. 2000. Blade Runner 1982, director's cut version 1992. Similar in content to the original series review, except that neither Siskel nor Ebert make any mention of the narration by Harrison Ford, which was featured in the original theatrical release and omitted from the director's cut. Gotcha. So this was supposed to be a review of the director's cut version, but they did not add anything new about it, since it already has been done. Experiment 7. 2000. Brokeback Mountain. The film receives praise from both critics, with Ebert comments largely resembling his published 2005 review of the film, and Siskel making note of director Ang Lee's cinematography and declaring that star Heath Ledger has a long and promising career ahead of him. Both critics give the film a thumbs up. That is cruel. That is so cruel. So, Siskel died before this movie came out, but Ebert was still alive. So Ebert still made movie reviews. Okay, but using Siskel, who's a dead person, saying that a person that sadly died like not even that long after this movie came out, that he has a long and promising career ahead of him, is brutal. That is mean. Whoever wrote this, they knew what they were doing. They used a dead person to talk about a dead person. That is Experiment 17. Date blank blank. Wait, what am I doing? Blank blank. Saying blank blank. 2000. There we go. Content of disc, a 1999 episode of At the Movies, in which Ebert paid tribute to Gene Siskel following his death that year, including footage from Siskel's memorial service. That is interesting. How did they review one of them being dead with the one who's dead being alive in this rendition? While expressing confusion at why the program received a theatrical release, both critics respond favorably, with Siskel describing it as a somber and bittersweet reminder of one's own mortality, and Ebert humbly praising his own work as executive producer. Both critics agree that the body of Siskel, as seen lying in repose during the memorial service, plays the part better than Laurie Goldman. Actor who appeared in Godzilla 1998 playing Gene, a character intended by director Roland Emmerich as a parody of Siskel in retribution for his negative review of Independence Day. Yeah, I remember that. They such a petty thing. Be like, oh yeah, I'm going... Because I think the original plan was to have the one who supposed to be Siskel in the Godzilla movie was supposed to die, but they never did that. If I recall correctly, they didn't actually do that. He was like, oh yeah, look, I'm making fun of you, but he didn't even have the gall to like kill him off in the movie. So yeah, both critics give the films a thumbs up. So okay, so they saw this film as they saw the at the movies with the memorial as a theatrical release, but like, why? I love this because as a filmmaker myself, this is hilarious, and it's also a bit sweet because like I can imagine how much Siskel and Ebert meant to people, how much they would like turn the TV on just to get the reviews. This is what we have now. Like, we watch YouTubers reviewing movies, making fun of movies, tearing movies apart, praising movies. We do that now. And I imagine how back then, when you only had them on TV on Sunday, how you would turn the TV on just to like hear what they have to say about a movie, and then and maybe even have a bit of a chuckle because they would just go at each other so hard. Experiment 21, 2000. Mass Effect video game. Okay, now let's see what they say to this. The game received a mixed review as the critics spent much of the segment arguing about various points and questioning whether they watched the same movie. Yeah, I mean, with Mass Effect you can go different routes, right? Siskel says that the protagonist, Commander Shepard, who he identified as being played by Mark Meir, gives a wooden delivery of his lines and behaves more like a Boy Scout or comic book superhero than a starship captain, while Ebert describes Shepard, played by Jennifer Hale, as a take-no-prisoner feminist action hero in the tradition of Sigourney Weaver. Oh yeah, because you can be both genders, right? And cites her taboo romance with a feminine alien from a monogendered species as a bold move for a mainstream sci-fi flick. The critics agreed that supporting actor Raphael Sbarge, who Ebert identifies as having a co-star with Hale in one of the... Halle Berry? In one of the dozens of Star Wars prequels to hit the big screen in recent years, plays fundamentally the same character as in his previous role, but scrapped his sacrifice near the end of Act 2 as one of the film's better moments. Siskel notes that the film is planned to be the first installment of a trilogy and expresses hope that Meir will grow into the role. Siskel gives it a thumbs down, Ebert gives it a thumbs up. That's kind of funny. I like that. This is an SCP where I would be like, I would love if this was a real thing. But I guess with AI, you could technically make this into a real thing, but then it would just feel off, you know? It would just feel really wrong. I mean, even with this, it would feel wrong to like have like two people that are dead now continue to review anything that you shove into it for all eternity. Experiment 28, 2000. 12 hours of live ABC news coverage of the September 11th, 2001 attacks on the World Trade Center and Pentagon, beginning with the initial interruption of scheduled programming and ending with President George W. Bush War on Terror nationwide address. Both critics praised the verisimilitude of the film's special effects, describing it as one of the best Fox documentaries since Orson Welles' War of the Worlds 1938, and marveling at the number of on-air news personnel playing themselves, with Siskel finding the choice to cast Texas Governor George W. Bush as the president were both interesting and unusual. Urban praises Osama bin Laden, who he describes as the director of the film, for his bold critique of America's national defense and satirical outlook on foreign opinions of our country. Oh boy. Though he questions his decision to insert himself into the film as a prime suspect in organizing the attacks, both critics gave a thumbs up. I wonder how many Americans read this and got offended. Stream has completely stopped? Not on my side. Log in. I have to text him just as. Okay, give me the code quickly. It's so annoying that I have to do this now. It's not Vin1's fault though. It's like submit. Okay, let's see here. The last thing you said before was December 11th on the World Trade, and has been loading for a good 3 minutes or so since then. On my side, it's still on. I don't have any alerts telling me the stream is struggling either. Looking at this, it seems like that's so weird. That's odd. I'm just gonna continue on because we can't really do. I can't do much because on my side it seems to be working perfectly fine. Experiment 36, 2000. Frampton Comes Alive, Disc 1 music album, 1976, CD Deluxe Edition, 2001. Ebert describes the album as one of his favorites of all time and states that he greatly enjoyed the opportunity to listen to it in digital THX audio, though he is disappointed by the fact that the presentation ends halfway through the album and hopes a theatrical release of the second half is pending. Siskel, in contrast, is disappointed by the lack of any concert footage or other visual accompaniment to the music, and states that he could listen to music in the dark at home if he decided to, rather than spending money to do so at the theater. Siskel gives a thumbs down, Ebert gives a thumbs up. Oh, we back. We back. Okay, sorry man, I don't know what's happening. All I can tell you is like on my side, I have like when I go to Twitch, it's working fine, and when I look at my Streamlabs, there's no signs of like buffering or struggling with streaming. So I have no idea what it is. Maybe it is something. Wait, hold on. Even like the base canvas, I have it on like 720, so it's not like heavy on the person who's watching, you know, like it should not be on my side. It could be, but I don't know what it could be then. Oh, it's probably on my end then. Maybe like I don't know. I love that because it was some music. Like, why would I go to the theater to listen to music? I could just stay at home. Experiment 38, 2000. Classics of Literature, a 1997 Windows CD-ROM containing the text of 130 public domain novels. Both critics praised the ability to hear some of the greatest novels of all time narrated by the original authors, with Siskel describing author John Milton's narration of Paradise Lost as particularly moving, and Ebert finding Victor Hugo's recitation of Les Miserables excellent, but questioning his choice to read it in English rather than his native French. Both critics questioned the running time of the film at approximately 1,600 hours, while Ebert calls it a great value for the admission price. He claims that he spent several $1,000s on concession during screening and apologizes to the audience for the 12-week hiatus that at the movies took while he and his sister were attending the screening. Both critics give a thumbs down, agreeing that if broken into small installments, the film would be more enjoyable. They're like, yeah, I'm sorry guys that we were gone for so long. We were busy staying in the 1,600 hours movie. I love this SCP. I'm having so much fun with it. It's hilarious. Experiment 41, 2000. A recording of Murder on the Orient Express, 1974, as affected by SCP-1989. That's something we're gonna get to this year. That's something that we're gonna get to in 3 months, maybe even less. Ebert introduces the segment as part of 3 months, I would say. Ebert introduces the segment as part of a recurring series on the works of Redacted, which he describes as an artistic collective that's been taking the film world by storm. Ebert praises the cinematic device of showing the other film on a TV screen being filmed by another camera, and digital manipulation of the original film footage to present the on-screen actors responding to the inversion of their world. Siskel praises the technical execution of the movie, but finds it unoriginal and derivative of the group's earlier work, and compares it unfavorably to previous films by the group, such as Man Being Eaten by No Shark, Sad Man, which he describes as being a 7-hour-long continuous shot of an atomic bomb sitting on a pedestal, and Cheese. Siskel gives it a thumbs down, Ebert gives it a thumbs up. Oh, honestly, I could read 50 more experiments from this one. This is one of those ones where you wish it was longer, just because of how funny how funny and creative it is. I would love if in the future they would add more things from things that we have now. God of War from the PS5 would be interesting, how they would review that, or even yeah, no, it would be interesting to see how they review a lot of different medias that came out recently. But of course, it's also good that it's only this amount, because you cannot. It would just be a repetition. They did video games, they did audiobooks, they did CD-ROMs, just to show how they react to each individual ones and the lengths of each individual ones. So I understand that there's not really much else you can do. I think this is what is nice about this SCP, is that it shows you, it offers you from each experiment one thing, right? Which each version of a thing. Video games, movies, TV shows that came out later after the deaths, or even things where they themselves are involved, so on and so forth. So it's the perfect amount of information. You don't this deserves more attention. Absolutely, this does that is very true. It does deserve more attention. Hopefully my video, when it comes out, will bring it a lot more attention to it. But yes, I think it's a perfect amount. It's not oversharing experiments where they repeat an experiment. You're why are you guys doing that again? You already did that. Now you just you're doing that for no reason, and it's not under sharing it, as in it did only 2 experiments, but there's 5 more that they could do that would be curious to see what happens. Yeah, no, this is a good SCP. This is a good one. And anybody who loves movies and knows about Siskel and Ebert and how they worked, this will be a great one to introduce the SCP Foundation world to. Be hey, this is what the SCP Foundation is all about. Okay.